Dear secondary stage students, welcome to our English program. Today we are going to take the last part of Unit 7. This is the part of the story, our story Treasure Island. We are going to take Chapter 7 and we are going to make a quick revision on the whole unit. Do you remember what happened at the last part which we have taken in the first term in Treasure Island? Of course, we remember that Jim returned to the fort and he told the sailors about Ben Gunn, the person which he met on the island. And again, we are waiting for Long John Silver, who is coming to the fort. He wanted to make a truce. And we are going to know what is the word truce. He wants to stop war between the two parties, between the two sides. So Long John Silver is coming to the fort, but Captain Smollett is afraid that it might be a trick, that he's coming to fight with them. Okay, so here we are going to see what will Long John Silver do. He came and he offered an offer, and we are going to see will Captain Smollett accept the offer or not. Let's see a short summary of the chapter together. Jim reached the fort and told the men about Ben Gunn. Do you remember the word fort? The word fort means a very strong building. So Jim reached the fort and told the men about Ben Gunn, who was ready to help them if they give him food. Captain Smollett gave them jobs. Some looked for firewood, others cooked food, and Jim guarded the door. Silver came to the fort. He wanted a truce, and we are going to learn what is the word truce. Means he wanted to stop war. Captain Smollett was afraid it was a trick. It was a trick means it's not true. It's something he wants to deceive them. He wants to trick them, means to deceive them. Silver wanted to take the map in return. He would take them to home safely. So Long John Silver told them, I will take you home safely if you give me the map. Captain Smollett refused the offer. So we here know that Captain Smollett didn't accept the offer. He refused the offer. He threatened to arrest the pirates and took them home for a trial. Of course, you know the word pirate. Pirates means sailors who attack ships. He threatened them, he warned them that he will arrest them at the end and he will take them back to his hometown to be for a trial. What's a trial? A trial means the process in which the judge says that they are innocent or guilty. Okay? So let's look at some of the vocab which appeared in this chapter. We have, of course, you know that you're going to read that chapter carefully in detail, and you are going to concentrate on the new vocab which appeared in this chapter. We have the first word, let's look at it. We have the word crazy. Of course, it's a very easy word for you. Crazy means mad or unwell in his mind. Means he is insane or behaving in a way that is not normal. So he is crazy. The word chain, as you see here in the picture, the word chain means metal rings joined together in a line. For example, we can say I used a strong chain to tie my bike, for example. To tie my bike so as not to be stolen, so I tie my bike with a chain. Again, we have the word fort. The word fort, as you see in the picture, it's a strong building used to protect the people. It's a strong building. What about the word offer? Offer means to do something for someone. So when you offer to help someone carry the bag, means you want to carry the bag for him. You offer to lend someone money, means you want to give him money. So you do something for someone. What about the word mist? The word mist means a light low cloud that makes it difficult to see very far. Look at the picture. You find it's not clear. The road is not clear. You can't see it well. So when there is a mist on the road, drivers find it very difficult to drive. A light low cloud that makes it difficult to see very far. What about the word honest? Honest is an adjective and the noun is honesty. Honest means a man you can trust. So when I trust someone, this one is honest man. He's an honest man. I trust him. He's an honest trader. We all trust him and we all want to buy from him because he is trustful. What does it mean, trust? Means we rely on him. He is a reliable person. We trust him. So he is an honest man. And the noun is honesty. So honest is the adjective and the noun is honesty. What about the word frightened? Frightened means very afraid. He feels afraid. What is the difference between frightened and frightening if we add ed to the adjective or we add ing? When we add ed, it means I feel afraid. I am frightened means I feel afraid. But when I say frightening, means that this thing causes fear. For example, we can say the lion is frightening, the dog is frightening. This scene of the film is frightening, means it causes fear. It causes the feeling of fear. But when I say I am frightened or she is frightened, I mean that I feel afraid or I am afraid. We have again the word guard. What does it mean, guard? Guard can be a verb and can be a noun. So when I say there are two guards in front of the company, as you see here in the pictures, there are two guards. So guards are the person who protects the building. So he is the guard. What about the verb? The verb guard means to protect. So he guards the building means he protects the building against thieves, against anyone. What about the word trick? The word trick again can be a verb and a noun. So we can say he tricked me. He tricked me. It's a verb here. He tricked me. Or he played a trick on me. So here it's a noun. He played a trick. He tricked me means he deceived me. So trick, an action that is meant to deceive someone. So trick means deceive. We have the word trial. What does it mean, trial? Look at the picture. You can see a judge. You can see a lawyer. You can see people attending the trial. So what is the place here is called the court. The court. And there is a judge, there is a lawyer who is defending the person who is suspected for the crime. And all this process is called the trial. So what's the trial? It's the legal process to decide if someone committed a crime. We want to decide if someone committed a crime, if he's guilty or innocent. So this is the trial. Okay? We have the word truce. The word truce means stopping war for a certain period of time. So if you wanted to stop war between two parties, between two sides, we say we want a truce. But can you see the word truce with the letter C? Because we have another similar word with the letters TH, truth, with TH means something factual, means something fact, truth. It's a fact, it's a truth with TH. But truce with C here, it means stopping the war between two sides. So don't be confused between the two words. We have the word truce here. Look at the spelling, T-R-U-C-E. This is stopping the war for a certain period of time. Now let's have some exercises on the vocab of this chapter. My son thinks it's funny to play on his friends. My son thinks it's funny to play. To play what? Tracks, tricks, trikes, strikes. Of course, we said to play a trick means to deceive someone. Which one? Look at the spelling carefully. Which one is correct? To play tricks. We have the word tricks. What does it mean to play a trick? Means to deceive someone. Question number 2. When I saw a large black dog, I felt frightening, terrifying, scary, frightened. Of course, the 4 words are related to fear. The 4 options are related to fear. But do you remember what I have said? نرجع تاني كده ونقول مع بعض. When the adjective ends with ing, it describes something. So when I say the dog is frightening or terrifying, this scene of the film is frightening or terrifying. But what about my feeling? I feel afraid, I feel frightened, I feel terrified. So when we use the adjective ending with ed, it describes the person himself. And when we use the adjective ending with ing, we describe something that causes fear. So let's look back at the sentence. When I saw a large black dog, I felt frightening, terrifying, scary, or frightened. Yes, very good, frightened. Because here I describe how I feel. I felt frightened. So I describe my feeling, or I describe a person. So I felt frightened. But if I describe the black dog itself, I will say the black dog is terrifying or is frightening. Okay? Question number 3. I thanked him for the kind he made. I thank someone for the kind. Afford, offend, offer, affect. Of course, I wanted to thank someone for something good he did for me. So he did something for me and I want to thank him. So I thank him for what? What about afford? The word afford, when I say I cannot afford to buy a car, means I don't have the finance or the money to buy the car. I cannot afford. I don't have the ability. And offend, when I say it's offensive, means it's something bad, he offended me. And affect, of course, affect is a verb, means impact or cause an effect. So here, of course, we want the word offer, a kind offer. I thanked him for the kind offer he made. And of course, we say make offer. The collocation, do you remember the word the collocation? 2 words which go together. We say do offer or make offer, so we say he made an offer. Question number 4. I used to put a strong iron around my bike to keep it safe. Iron what? Around my bike. I wanted to tie my bike. I don't want anyone to steal it, so I tie it with iron what? Chin, chill, chase, or chain. Of course, the word chin is part of your face. This is the end part of your face. This is the chin. Okay? And the chill means to feel cold, for example. Chase is to run after someone. But a chain means rings joined together, rings of metal joined together. So here we have the word chain. I used to put a strong iron chain around my bike to keep it safe. Question number 5. The war stopped due to a between the 2 countries. So here in this chapter, we have taken a word which means ending the war between the 2 sides. So the war stopped due to. Due to means because of. The war stopped due to, because of. Between the 2 countries. Truce, truce, trace, terrace. Of course, I told you before the difference between the word truce with letter C and the word truce with the letters TH. Do you remember the difference? خليني أفكركم تاني كده. The difference between the word truce with letter C, that it means ending the war between 2 sides. So when we end the war, we wanted to agree or we have agreement to stop the war between the 2 countries, the 2 sides. We say truce with the letter C, T-R-U-C-E. What about the word truth with T-H, T-R-U-T-H? It means facts. So it's a truth that the earth is round. This is truth. This is a fact. Okay, he tells the truth. He is an honest person, he always tells the truth, means he doesn't lie, he always tells the truth. Okay, so don't be confused between these two words. Let's look at the sentence again. The war stopped due to truce, due to a truce between the two countries, truce with the letter C. Okay, number 6. After the prisoner went to prison for life. For life means that the rest of his life he will stay in prison. After the what? Of course, the judge said that he will stay in prison for life. After what? After the trying, trial, tries. Of course, we have the word try and the noun trial. And the trial, as we said, the process in which we decide if the person committed the crime. So after the trial, the prisoner went to prison for life. After the trial means after ending the process in which the judge said that he committed the crime, that this person committed the crime. Question number 7. We often see in the early morning, which makes it difficult for drivers to see the road. What makes it difficult for drivers to see the road? When there is low cloud, that makes it very difficult for us to see. This we called what? We call a must, a most, or a mist. Yes, very good. It's a mist. So what is the mist? The mist is a low cloud that makes it difficult for drivers to drive. So in the early morning, you find a mist, so we can say we can see the road very clearly. So it's very difficult for driver to drive when there is a mist on the road. Question number 8. We must learn to act quickly in time of. Of course, here we are going to make a quick revision. We are going to do a quick revision on the whole unit, the vocab, the grammar of the unit. So we must learn to act quickly in time of deficiency, emergency, efficiency, or proficiency. Of course, in time of emergency, we had to act quickly. What does it mean, emergency? Let me remind you what is the meaning of the word emergency. تعالوا كده أفكركم بكلمة emergency. Of course, this is one of the most important words which we have taken in a chapter in Unit 7. The word emergency means a situation in which you have to act quickly. Like what? Like when there is a fire, for example. If there is a fire, you have to act quickly. You have to call the firefighters to come and put out the fire. You have to call the police. You have to call the ambulance if someone is injured. So there is an emergency case. So what's emergency? Emergency means a situation in which you have to act quickly. So let's look at our sentence again. We must learn to act quickly in time of. In time of deficiency, emergency, efficiency, or proficiency. Of course, we have to act quickly in time of emergency. Emergency, okay? The word emergency. Let's look at question number 9. It's important to follow the rules to avoid infection. So, do you remember we have two very important words in Unit 7? خليني برضو أفكركم بيهم. إحنا عندنا two words which are very important. The word hygiene and the word sanitation. What is hygiene? Hygiene is the personal cleanliness. So the cleanliness of your hands, wash your hands, wash your face, wash your hair. This is the hygiene, the personal cleanliness. To change your clothes daily, not to use your trousers for more than one day, and so on. This is hygiene. What about sanitation? Sanitation means the public cleanliness, the cleanliness of the place you live in. So we have hygiene and sanitation. And what is the adjective of hygiene? Hygienic. Hygienic, this is the adjective, means clean. Okay, so hygiene is very important, for example. So look at the sentence again. It's important to follow the rules to avoid infection. In order not to be infected by virus, and of course we live in the age of coronavirus, in order not to be infected, what should we do? We should follow the rules of hygiene. The rules of hygiene means the personal cleanliness, to wash our hands and so on. Number 10, cleanliness includes both and sanitation. Cleanliness, of course, includes both hygiene and sanitation. Hygiene, again, is the noun, which means cleanliness, personal cleanliness. Number 11, the smoke of the fire was too thick for them to, we have the word breathe, breath, disease, release. Of course, here we have two words which are very important. Let me remind you of them. خلينا نفكركم برضو كده بالتو words دولت. احنا عندنا كلمة breathe ending with the letter E. And we have the word breath ending without E. What is the difference? Breath means the noun, taking the air into your lungs and giving the carbon dioxide out. This is the breath. You take your breath. For example, we can say he took a deep breath before he jumped into the swimming pool. So breath is the noun. What about breathe ending with the letter E? This is a verb. I can't breathe. It's very hot and I can't breathe. So breathe here is a verb. Okay, we have, let's look at the sentence again. The smoke of the fire was too thick for her to. We have the letter to, we have the preposition to here, means that we need a verb. So the verb ends with the letter E. So we use breathe with the letter E. So the smoke of the fire was too thick for them to breathe. To breathe, this is the verb, means to take the air into your lungs. Number 12, please, I want these sandwiches to make them home, to take them home. So I wanted these sandwiches to take them home. In order to take the sandwich home, you have to wrap it, to cover it with paper. So I want to wrap these sandwiches to take them home. To wrap them means to cover them with paper. So in order to take the sandwich at home, you have to put it in a bag, in a paper. So you wrap it means you cover it. Do you remember the word wrap? We have the word wrap. We have wrapper. We have wrapping. So for example, we say in the party or before the party, I bought a present and wrapped it in colorful paper. I wrapped it means I covered it with colorful paper. Let's look at question number 13. The screen of the computer isn't clear. It has much on it. Of course, the screen has much what on the screen to make it not clean. When the screen is dusty, it has a lot of dust, means it's not clean. So we have the word rust, dust, must, or cast. Of course, it is the word dust. And the adjective of dust is dusty. When I say the screen is dusty, dusty is the adjective. So dusty means it's full of dust. So we can say, I wanted to remove the dust of the screen, and we can say, I wanted to dust the screen. So dust can be the noun itself, means the small parts of sand, these are the dust. And it can be a verb, means to remove the dust. And it can be an adjective, dusty. This is the adjective, so we say the screen is dusty. I wanted to dust it, or I wanted to remove the dust from it. Question number 14. The boys could help the injured man because they had learned about. They could help the injured person. Injured person means he has a cut in his hand or something like that. So they learned about what? They learned about danger, hygiene, raid, or first aid. Of course, first aid. First aid, this is the actions which we can take quickly when someone is injured. So what's first aid? Of course, in this unit, we have taken the word CPR. This is how to help someone breathe normally again. And we have taken the word the word first aid. This is how to help someone quickly if he is injured. And both these expressions take do. We can do CPR and we can do first aid. Okay? Question number 15. When she takes an injection, her arm swells up. She suffers from. So when she takes an injection, her arm swells up. Her arm swells up means it becomes rounder and bigger and it's very red. So she has allergy. What is the word allergy? Do you remember the word allergy? خليني أفكركم برضو بكلمة allergy. Allergy is a very important word in this unit. It means sensitivity against something. Sensitivity or sensitive against a kind of food. So when you eat this food, you have red marks in your skin. So this is allergy. So what's allergy? Allergy means sensitivity. Some people are sensitive or allergic against perfume. When they smell any kind of perfume, they have red marks on their skin. So they have allergy, or they can't breathe, for example. Some people are allergic against dust. If there is a lot of dust in the air, they can't breathe normally. So this is allergy. And what is the adjective of allergy? It's allergic. Allergic is the adjective. Okay? So here, when he takes an injection, when she takes an injection, her arm swells up. She suffers from allergy. The high dam leads to depriving the from silt. Silt means the rich products which help the soil in order to grow good food, good crops. So the high dam leads to depriving the soil from silt. The soil is the part of the land in which we grow our crops. So when they built the high dam, this stopped the silt from the Nile, the rich products of the Nile, which help the soil. So what is the soil again? The soil is part of the land in which we plant trees, plant flowers, grow our crops. This is the soil. Question number 17. We eat fruits and vegetables that are good for our health. Of course, here we cover the grammar part. We eat fruits and vegetables that are good for our health. Of course, this is something advisable. How can we give advice? We can use the word should. So we should eat fruits and vegetables that are good for our health. Of course, we will not use needn't or don't have to, because they mean it's not necessary. And of course, it's necessary for us, it's advisable for us, so we should eat vegetables and fruits. Question number 18. You see a doctor, you look very ill. Of course, you look very ill, so it's necessary for you to see a doctor. So here we say you must see a doctor because it's something necessary. Question number 19. There is no parking sign. You park here. Of course, there is no parking sign. No parking means it's not allowed to park your car here. So we use mustn't. Mustn't means something not allowed, something banned, something forbidden. Again, when something is forbidden, is not allowed, we use mustn't. But when something is not necessary, we use needn't or don't have to. Now let's look at the translation part. Many studies have shown that it's better to wear your seatbelts when you are driving a car. Seatbelts greatly reduce the risk of death or injury in an accident. Of course, when we translate from English into Arabic, in English we start with the noun, many studies, but in Arabic we can start with the verb. So we can say أظهرت العديد من الدراسات. يبقى in English you have to start with the noun. So we say many studies have shown. But in Arabic we can start with the verb. So we can say أظهرت الدراسات. يبقى في فرق بين العربي والإنجليش في الستراكشر بتاع الجملة. In English you must start with the subject. In Arabic it's advisable to start with the verb. So we say أظهرت العديد من الدراسات أنه من الأفضل ارتداء حزام الأمان اللي هو seat belt. seat belt حزام الأمان. When you are driving a car, seat belts are greatly reduce the risk of death. Reduce, what does it mean reduce? Means decrease, بتقلل لأن من الأفضل ارتداء حزام الأمان أثناء قيادة السيارة، فحزام الأمان يقلل من خطر الوفاة أو الإصابة أو الحوادث. injury اللي هي الإصابة و-accidents طبعا الحوادث. طب let's look at these words, remember them well. seat belt, reduce means make less or decrease. Risk, this is danger. And injury, injury. We have the other type of translating from Arabic into English. من المهم أن يغسل الإنسان أسنانه على الأقل مرتين يوميا، لأن هذا يؤدي إلى إزالة البكتيريا التي تسبب تسوس الأسنان. زي ما قلت لكم لما هاجي أصيغ الجملة in Arabic لازم هبدأ ب it's necessary. من المهم it's necessary. It's necessary or it's important to brush your teeth at least twice daily because this leads to removing bacteria which lead to teeth decay. Teeth decay اللي هو تسوس الأسنان. نبص كده برضو للكلمات المهمة كويس. at least معناها على الأقل، أقل حاجة نعملها at least. lead to means cause يؤدي إلى. removing إزالة، و teeth decay اللي هي تسوس الأسنان. Okay, this is the end of our lesson today. We have covered Unit 7. We have covered Chapter 7. Read the chapter carefully. Study the grammar and the vocab of Unit 7 carefully. Until we meet again in the next episode, inshallah. Wish you best of luck. Goodbye.